I'm ready. I'm training. When I'm training, I see Britain's face. I'm coming for you, Britain. I'm coming.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I forgot it was my
Thank you
birthday, but
so much.
I forgot it was my birthday when I said that I would do the interview, but I don't really, I do the same thing every day, even for my birthday. I just, my only birthday wish was to work out twice today. So I got two workouts in today.
Wow, that's overachieving for birthdays. I definitely didn't do that on my birthday. But yeah, no, thank you so much for joining me. When I did find out it was your birthday, I was surprised. I was surprised that you agreed on the date. I felt kind of bad. I was like, I got to make her work on her birthday.
I'm happy to be here, but yeah, it's just another day, just another day. I'm not too big on celebrations or anything like that. It's just part of the journey.
Okay, so I did see that you share this birthday with one of your daughters as well. So does that kind of take away too? I know I being a parent myself, kids always come first. So that you do share that birthday, so is that kind of just her birthday now?
Yeah, pretty much. It's funny. I really stopped celebrating my birthdays at about 10 years old. I remember in like grade five, I invited everyone from my class to my party, and the girls in the class were angry. Why did you invite this girl? Why'd you invite that girl?
That's
And
so shenanigans.
that was my moment where I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to celebrate my birthday anymore. I can't make everyone happy, and so I really stopped celebrating my birthday. So I always say it's funny. God gave me a kid on my 30th birthday, so I have to celebrate my birthday every year now. But I'd way rather celebrate someone else's birthday than my own. So yeah, I mean it's nice having a shared birthday now. Yeah, I love I love it. I love having a shared birthday with my daughter. She loves it. It feels like a deeper connection. She feels very special to share a birthday with me.
What about the other children? Do they kind of see it as like favoritism? Like this is your guys' day you share together. Are they a little jealous when this time of year comes up?
Maybe a little bit, but they forget about it once their birthday comes around.
Fair enough. So how old are your kids?
9 years old is my oldest one, and then my middle kid, she just turned 8 today, and then my boy, he just turned 4 recently. So nine, 8, and 4, two girls, and then a boy is my youngest one.
It's a busy household.
Yes, very busy. And
I
I
bet.
I homeschool my two oldest ones. So
Wow.
I don't homeschool the boy, but I just started this year, so we're about half a year in. And yeah, I took on the challenge, and I'm homeschooling my two oldest ones.
That's uh, that's interesting. You got a lot on your plate. So now
I
add it to the list. You're a teacher now, a doctor, a full-time fighter, a wife.
Yep. And I mean, I'm in my clinic right now. I run this medical clinic, so I own a medical clinic, and I'm the primary doctor here. So I'm the doctor running the show here. But I mean, it's nothing comes overnight. I always say like nothing comes overnight, but I hope to influence other people that you don't have to give up on your childhood dreams or things that you really want to do. You never really know until you try things, and that's what I do. I just load things to my plate, and if it doesn't work, then I'm quick to make changes. But I love challenges, and you only live once, and so you got to try things.
Definitely. Definitely. So yeah, Shell Medical. I did Google that a little bit. I saw you on there. What do you guys I noticed that you guys you take more of a holistic approach.
Yeah, so I'm an integrative primary care doctor. So I'm a primary care doctor, which means I manage, treat, diagnose any health conditions. So really anything. I see a lot of diabetes, a lot of high cholesterol, some cancer as well too. A lot of metabolic syndrome, so obesity and weight management and hormones. But I'm the first line provider that people see. When you're sick, you have something wrong, you see a primary care physician. So I'm the first line provider for really any health condition. And what falls in my lap a lot is chronic disease, right? Primary care physicians, we're the ones managing people's chronic diseases. And with that, I take a very integrative approach. It's a lot of the times not, a lot of times it's not just medication that's needed. A lot of these people need diet, lifestyle, supplements, targeted nutrition. And so, yeah, I'm an integrated primary care physician, which means I really have everything in my toolbox. I'm not limited to just medications. And yeah, I mean, that's the way that healthcare should be. And I'm a huge advocate for healthcare change in America. And that's really what I'm fighting for as well too. It's something that is very very important to me. I want to help American healthcare and chronic disease is really what I specialize in.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to swallow. And yeah, definitely healthcare is not perfect, right? I'm in Canada, so I know you were born in Canada, by the way. So shout out
Yeah,
to Canada.
Vancouver, Canada.
Yeah,
So yeah,
right, right
health,
on.
yeah, healthcare in Canada not too good either. But healthcare is a business, and
Yeah.
insurance is a business. It's all a business, and so yeah, I mean, you have to find the right doctor, and yeah, I mean, there has to be lots of changes with healthcare and insurance companies, and pharmacies and big pharma have really taken over, and they really govern a lot of what doctors can do.
Yeah, it does seem like a business. Like it almost gets in the way of helping people, you would think. So it is nice to see doctors that do have a holistic side approach and taking a different route, so to speak, instead of just prescribing drugs and you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
especially here, a lot of people are prescribed medicine that probably shouldn't be.
I mean, a lot of times too, like people are prescribed medications because the doctor doesn't want to spend the time with you, or the doctor is being reimbursed through insurance. In which case, insurance, doesn't have the codes and the reimbursement to have proper conversations with patients. It's kind of, what's your one symptom? Here's your medication. And so, when you're working under the insurance umbrella, then it's very limited with what you can do. And so, I am a cash pay doctor. People use their insurance to run labs, and when I order imaging or mammograms or anything, drugs, medications, anything that they do outside of my time, they can use their insurance for. But when patients sit down and talk to me, they're paying me for my time, so I don't deal with insurance for my time. So insurance can be used for anything that I order, but no, I don't accept insurance for my time because there are no codes. When you talk about more than one symptom, there just isn't proper reimbursement for it. I've dealt with insurance before, and I've lost tens of thousands of dollars, trying to make it work with insurance, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. Wow. Well, anyway, somebody that does such a good job trying to help people, you do a pretty good job at hurting them too in the ring. You came on the scene in 2022. I believe it was the end of 2022, November. Bkfc 33 Omaha. Is Omaha close to Arizona?
No, it's not. Arizona. I mean, Omaha's kind
It's
of
in Nebraska.
Midwest, and Arizona. We're kind of farther out to the west, but way far west. So it's quite a ways away. It's like a 20-hour drive. I don't know how many miles, but it's like a 22-hour drive. But no, it's not close. And I did my undergrad in Omaha, and when I was doing my undergrad, I was in MMA. So I've been in the fight
Okay.
scene. Yeah, I've been in the fight scene for 16, maybe 17 years. I moved to the States for fighting, and I say too, like, I chose my pre-med program, and ultimately I chose to become a doctor because it would allow me to stay in the States the longest. So I'm a doctor really so that I could stay in the States to fight. But yeah, I did my undergrad in Omaha, and then I came to medical school in Arizona. So I came out here for my grad school.
Okay. I was wondering because it seems like you have a bit of a following in Omaha. They like to book you on the Omaha cards. So I'm
Yep.
like, I'm just trying to make the connection. You're from
Yes.
Arizona, from
Yep.
Canada, obviously, but
Yep. Absolutely. So
anyways,
yeah, from Canada, but I did all my most of my MMA fights and training in Omaha when I mean, I guess I traveled all over the states for my MMA fights, but my gym was in Omaha for my whole undergrad.
okay. So let's go back. So you started fighting in Canada, and I heard that you were just working at a supplement store.
Yep,
And
yep.
then you kind of caught wind that there was a fight, someone fell out, and you kind of jumped on that opportunity. What kind of training did you have before that?
I honestly didn't have it. I didn't have any training before my very first fight. Just like you said, I was working at a nutrition store, selling supplements. So I've always been, in the fitness kind of industry. And at that time too, I had just started training for bikini competitions. So, NPC, bodybuilding shows. I had just finished like my first bikini show that, my boss was kind of like, hey, like you should try this out, right? So I tried it out. And maybe like 2 months later, this was when a manager was on his phone upset or whatever, and I inquired, and he's like, oh, like a female fighter just pulled out, and he was in charge of setting it all up. Yeah, basically just inquired further, and he's like, oh, female fighter pulled out, and I just said like, oh, like women fight, like it was just so random. I just said, like how, like what weight, like how does that happen? And I had no idea how big it was. Like I didn't realize it was like actually like MMA. I because I didn't have any training, so I didn't realize that I would be put into something so large like that. And it was literally 12 days later. And all I did was run on the treadmill and do my own little strength training routine with really just like free weights and stuff. And I mean, to this day, like my staple is strength training. That I've always stuck with that staple foundation. But no, I didn't have any training at all. I never punched anyone. And for that full year, I continued to compete. I did about 6 MMA fights my first year, and I did not fight at all. Like I didn't punch anything. I had some buddies who, thought they were tough. So I was surrounded by, guys who thought they were tough. So um, that's really it. I mean, I really just ran on a treadmill and strength trained. I did a couple kickboxing and Muay Thai fights that year in addition to MMA fights, and I didn't know how to kick. I literally did not know how to kick until I moved to the States 1 year later and, went to a Muay Thai gym. I actually, joined the gym of an opponent that I fought. I fought an opponent in Omaha and ended up joining her gym. And, I go to her gym and they're like, what, like you didn't even know how to kick? So like I didn't know anything. I grew up playing tennis, so I have a natural swing. I have a natural, very hard natural punch, and really I just have to attribute that to tennis. But I did not do any training at all. I'm just strength training, my own strength training too. Like I didn't have a strength training coach or anything. It was just me myself and I.
It's unbelievable. And what an opportunity just to overhear a phone call and say, you know what, I think I'm going to decide to be a fighter now. So how did
It was really meant to be. And it was at a time in my life where I didn't really have any direction. It was probably my lowest time in life, and so it was one of those moments where it's just like, F it, like I'll do anything. Like I don't care about when anyone thinks. I don't have anything to prove. And yeah, like it was really like a saving grace. It really like gave me direction. And once I had my first fight, like that was it. Like I was like, this is what I need to do.
did you get the win?
You know what? It was a draw. I've
Oh,
never had a fight like that. It was two 5-minute rounds. So
hmm.
I won the first round, and I dropped her, and it was like in our first exchange, like I dropped this lady, and then I went on top of her, and I didn't know ground, right? I didn't know what to do. So the person in my corner was like, get up, get up. It's like I never grappled with anyone, right? So it's like I dropped her to the ground, and I quickly like go down, but it's like I'd never grappled. Like I didn't know anything. So it's like it was just so like awkward, and like she's just a squirmy little body, and yeah, like to this day, like I just remember, and I remember like huffing and puffing, because I didn't train, so it's just you get
Yeah.
all excited. Like I took my pre workout, so I took my super pump back in the day was my pre workout, and yeah, like I just remember thinking like, dang, I'm so tired, but yeah, I learned a lot
Yeah.
that fight.
That you must have been in pretty good shape because honestly, it's unreal. Normally when you hear about somebody walking off the street to challenge an MMA fighter or stepping into a boxing gym, it usually doesn't go good.
Mhm.
So for you to step in pretty much essentially off the street and get a draw on your first, no wonder you're like, you know what, this is for me. Give me another 5 fights, some Muay Thai, whatever.
Exactly. And I mean, I was a runner, right? I did, long distance running and track, all throughout elementary school. And so just a muscle memory for that, I guess. And when I was training in the gym, like I was running on the treadmill. Like my treadmill was my thing, right? I'd run on the treadmill and do some weights, but I really wasn't into strength training like I am now, because really I was just doing whatever I could come up with. I didn't have a coach, so I was doing like free weights and stuff. I wasn't doing heavy weights until I moved to the States and really learned how to work out.
Yeah, so even back then though, you were kind of interested in nutrition supplements, but now fast forward, you're a doctor. How do you think that gives you an edge knowing that you know how to get yourself at optimal health? and really dial it in?
Absolutely. I'm an insane athlete, and yeah, absolutely. I mean, being introduced to nutrition so young. I mean, I've been drinking protein shakes since I was 16 years old. Like ever since I worked at the nutrition store. I've been on my nutrition. And my body type looks a lot different than some of these women. Like I'm very jacked, and it's because like I've never missed strength training. Like strength training is my thing, and once we get a little bit older, when we're in our 30s, it starts to show for women. If we haven't stuck with our strength training, it starts to show. And strength training is something that to this day it's something that I don't miss. I'll miss boxing training over strength training. I don't miss my strength training.
Disciplined. So, did you have any cake tonight, though?
You know what? We went to Applebee's, so I had wings and then like Caesar salad, and I had salmon. I mean, I love salmon. I had salmon and macaroni. It was like some kind of pasta with like bacon in it, and then mashed potatoes and a lot of broccoli. But I mean, I typically eat pretty healthy. I always say like if I had to choose one food to eat for the rest of my life, it would be salmon. I love salmon.
Yeah, you can't argue that's fish is lean, good protein source. So anyway, how did you cross over to BKFC? How did you find bare knuckle?
So really, really just randomly, they were coming to Omaha, and I was actually training to look into getting back into MMA. So I just popped out my third kid, and I was still nursing at the time, and I was just getting back to MMA training and looking to see what kind of offers I would get, and then it just happened that BKFC was coming to Omaha, and I jumped at the opportunity. I've always been a striker. Like I said, like from the very start, punching was the one thing that I was comfortable with. And so I should have been in boxing long time ago, but I just took that opportunity, and I'm definitely here to stay. It makes a lot more sense just with how busy I am. It's very difficult to focus on all different disciplines like MMA training requires. And so now I'm just dead focused on boxing, and I'm like a little sponge, and I love it. So I'm definitely here to stay. I'm not going to be going back to MMA.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if you were still training MMA because I know that wrestling it's tough. It's tough on your body. And if you're just going to be fighting bare knuckle, then, do you really still need it?
Yeah, and all of my fights, I've always been the striker. So in all of my MMA fights, I'm good at grappling, but there's some women out there that are really good at grappling, and I've never been. It's not a love of mine. It's like I'm competitive, so like I can handle it. But punching has always been my thing. I say like I won Muay Thai nationals one year, and I didn't throw one kick. And at that time, like I
That's
did
amazing.
know I knew how to kick, but it's just like punching is my bread and butter. That's just there's something about I love punching, and it just comes so natural to me. And I have unnatural power for a little girl. Like at 115, like my punches are just really hard. So it's really fun to be the one with the power. And I have really good accuracy. Just all that tennis. It's just I just love it. It's really a sport that I should have been in long ago. I should have been in boxing long ago. But yeah, I love it. And like I said, like I'm a little sponge, so I get better all the time. I'm always a student, and I love to learn.
Yeah, you looked like a natural in there, even from your debut fight, Audra Cummings. You let her have it. Like you overwhelmed her in the first round. I'm surprised you almost got the finish in the first round. But
Yeah,
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 you
that was a
you
fun experience. It was different. So it was a lot of learning when I was in. I feel like I learned something new each time, but yeah, that was a fun learning experience, and it was difficult. I was still nursing, so there's a lot of things going on in the background to prepare for that fight. But I mean, I got the win, and I was really aggressive, and in the first couple seconds we had a headbutt, so my
mm,
eyebrow split open right away. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, you dominated that fight from start to finish. You dropped her at the end of the first and then found the finish in the second round. So it was you looked like a natural. You didn't look like a debut fighter. Boxing was super clean. And then even your next fight, that was Van Wake. I got to give it to her. She took a beating. Like
Yes.
after like the first couple rounds is kind of like holy smoke, she's tough.
Yeah,
And then
she
I
was
couldn't
she
believe it
was
went 5 rounds.
yeah, she was insanely tough, and even in the third round, I'm about to make a reel about it. I just didn't want to post it because she just lost a fight, so I don't want to post something too soon and be insensitive. But there's a time in the third round where I was backing up and I was just like, I don't want to hit you anymore, girl. Like because I caught myself just like her eye was just like just out of this
Yeah,
world,
it
and
was shut.
I caught myself trying to pop it, like in my mind, I was like, I gotta pop it. And then I'm like, wait a second, so I just like the mother or the physician in me kind of popped out, and that
Yeah.
was a good learning experience for me because when I fight Britain, she's not gonna go easy on me. I can't be like, oh girl, I don't want to hit you anymore. So it's like I gotta stay a savage. I can't I can't worry about it until it's over. So that was a good learning experience for me because I was backing up and I was like, I don't want to hit you anymore. But kudos to her. Like she's really tough, and she's like, come at me, come at me. She kept saying, she's like, it's okay, come. So she was all about that. But yeah, there was a couple times in round 3 and round 5 where I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore. But she's just so tough. She just kept coming.
Yeah. You know what? And even come the fourth round, I felt like you were trying to be a little bit more merciful. You're just kind of standing your ground, using your distance. She was still eating punches, but I felt like you felt bad about it. So maybe it was the physician slash mother in you.
Yeah,
But you look great. You look like a problem after that too. Is like, okay, they got a serious competitor on their hand. Your first fight, I guess that was because you were coming off of nursing, right? You came in, that was a flyweight fight.
yep. I came in at 125. And yeah, I just didn't know how my weight was going to come off, so I didn't really cut too much weight for that. But 115 is my weight. Like that, I've always fought at 115. That's where I feel comfortable at. Yeah, my body loves to go to 115. I don't really walk too heavy. Like this morning, I'm 127. So I'm not that big, and I certainly don't diet. Like I eat. I'm a big eater. So even when I'm training for fights, like I don't really have to cut too much out of my diet, but I run a lot. I do a lot of cardio to get to 115. To get to 115, it's just like a ton of cardio for me. So that's why I'm in really good shape when it comes to the fight. I never really have a problem with cardio.
Yeah, no, you haven't lost any steam in any of these fights going forward so far. I'm really interested to see that Britain Hart fight. I'm waiting to hear an announcement. And they kind of teased a bit with the Knuckle Mania card saying, oh, we got a women's fight, we got to announce. And they kind of left us in the dark. I was like, we haven't seen these fighters in a while. So I thought maybe there is a chance. But do you have any insight on when that fight might take place?
No, they've told us maybe late February, maybe March, but yeah, it's maybe until any confirmation. But as far as I know, that one's in the works, and I'm really excited for that one.
So do you think that would be another Omaha card or
I,
maybe
I don't think
somewhere
I
else for that one?
don't think they're going back to Omaha. I heard that the last fight was the last one for Omaha, but I'm not sure that, but that's just what I've
Really?
heard.
That's surprising. They've been going kind of there a few times, so I'm kind of surprised to hear that.
I maybe I'm incorrect on that, but as far as I know, the last time that they came, I believe I was told that that is the last time they're coming there. So not
Mm.
sure where. And I've been told that a couple times that they might come to Phoenix, but they're having trouble with getting that approved as well too. So I would love a Phoenix hometown fight. I'd be able to sell at that arena. I'd have so many people that would come for that. But I love traveling, so I'm happy to go anywhere. And I really want that Britain fight. I think that'll be the challenge that I've been waiting for.
It's definitely the fight to make. What about Vancouver? Would you ever? I know it's hard to get sanctioned over here on this side of the border too. That might be a pipe dream, but
I mean, yeah, I could always go to Vancouver as well too. I'm not sure how many people follow me from Vancouver anymore. It's been like 15 years since I've been in Vancouver, but yeah, I don't know how much of a draw I'd be in Vancouver. I'm sure lots of people would come to watch the Canadian girl. I'm dual citizen, so I'm Canadian and American.
I know I wish I could get that because honestly, I just love it's cold here. I love to go to like Miami, Florida. It's nice. It's nice to break free in the winter. So
Yeah.
maybe one day I'd like to move across the border. But after that second fight, even lights out Lytle, he called it, dominant, masterful. How does it feel to get praise and be acknowledged by somebody like him, and then just everybody's kind of taking an eye at you?
I mean, it feels good. Yeah, I mean, it feels good. But I feel like I haven't even got close to my peak yet. I feel like every fight I'm learning a little something more, and the better my opponent, the better I rise. Always, I'm someone who like I always the more pressure or the better that my opponent performs, the better I rise. And every single fight that I've had, I haven't lost a round yet. So I do, find confidence in that. Even the decisions that I've had, I've won every single round, and I've dropped every opponent. So 12 rounds total with Bkfc, three knockdowns, and I've never lost a round, and that's consistent with my stand up in all of my fights that I've had, and I've had a lot of fights: Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA. I've never had trouble stand up I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable, and that's why I'd love to challenge Britain. I don't think she's ever fought someone like me at 115. I mean, she's fought some beasts at 125. But at 115, I don't think she's been challenged like she will be with me, and I'm confident with that fight. I love Britain, and she's very tough, and I love Britain, but I expect to win that fight, and I think I'm going to shock the world, and I'm really excited for that challenge, and I mean that in the most humblest way. But it's hard to, when we're talking fighting. Sometimes it comes across as arrogance. It's not a ping pong match, but I'm very confident, and yeah, I want to fight the best. And yeah, like I'm ready to fight the best, and I'm excited for that matchup.
Yeah, so I did talk to you a little bit at BKFC 85 in Hollywood there. Britton Hart was there. You guys crossed paths a little bit and there was some jawing back and forth. How do you feel you match up against her now? Like, did you have a clear, like, you are a pretty tall fighter in there for that weight class. Did you have a big step above her on the interaction?
I mean, we were both in heels, so I wasn't really measuring her up, but I think she's the same height as me. We're both 5'7" and about equal reach. So I think we're on stats. I think we're very equal. So yeah, I don't think anyone has a major reach or height advantage. I think we're very equal. So yeah, I think we're the same. But no, I didn't really measure her up when that was happening. We are both wearing heels. But yeah, we did have a bit of an interaction there. But yeah, I didn't really measure her up, but on the stats, I believe we're about the same.
Do you think that this would be your toughest matchup to date?
Absolutely, absolutely. She's the champ for a reason. I don't think she's fought anyone like me, but she's the champ for a reason. She rises to the occasion. She shines, and she's very technical. She's a very technical fighter, and she's very tough, and she can take hits, and she gives hits, and I think she's just like me. I think she's someone who, when you give her a bigger challenge, she is going to shine. And so we're both very smart. We're both very intelligent fighters, and yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be one of the fights of the years, but she's never has. I don't know if she has been knocked down before, and so I expect to knock her down, and things change once you get knocked down, and once you feel the kind of power that I bring, and I have insane accuracy. Like my punches land, and they keep coming. So and I've got a very good chin as well too. Like I can take punches and give punches. So I mean, I'm just excited for it. I'm excited for the challenge. Like I do this for the challenge. I'm unattached to the result. And I feel no pressure in this. And I'm a very dangerous fighter. I have no pressure. I love to be out there. I live for this. I train for the challenge, and I want to fight the best person. I want them to come in their best as well too. I want them to have a good fight camp. I don't want any shortcuts. I don't want anything easy. So yeah, like I'm all about it.
I've heard you say before too that you're calm. You have no nerves. You're not nervous coming into the ring, not beforehand. And that's kind of surprising. Not a whole lot. There's been a few fighters who've told me that, but for the most part, everybody says they have some type of nerve, some type of, but I guess staying calm is a big big part of it in there, right? Staying calm during the chaos. Do you think that's a big mental advantage for you as well?
Absolutely. It's a huge mental advantage for me. Yeah, oftentimes, fighters will talk about fight anxiety, nerves, fears, things like that. I do not have that at all. And I think, largely because of how uniquely I got into it, I was just kind of thrown in that. And, that mindset from the very first fight is just always, stuck with me. I didn't know how to fight the very first time. I didn't know how to fight for many fights that I did for my first year. And, there's just nothing, there's nothing to prove, and I still feel that way. And in comparison to bikini competitions, I'm so nervous for bikini competitions. I can't tell you how nervous I am. Like, it's just, I hate to be on stage and the heels and the tan and the makeup. And I win them, I win them. So like, I know I belong, but I just can't, like, that is the most anxiety. And I like to do bikini competitions because I like to fight that anxiety. I like to do things that make me uncomfortable, but fighting is just not one of them. Like, I'm born to do it. Like, there's something natural about it that I just love it. And, yeah, I mean, I'm really just there for the challenge. And when I'm fighting, a lot of the times I am doing the internal talk through, if ever there is, anything that changes, I'm immediately activating my parasympathetic system, and I'm just in meditation zone, and I'm just loving every moment. Yeah, it's something that, it prepares you for the challenges in life. When you sign the fight contract, I know the punches are coming. I signed up for it, so there's nothing to be worried about. I signed it, I agreed to it, and that's it. Whereas, in life, like, things happen, like, people cheat you and lie to you and betray you. Like, life hurts. Like, life hurts. The fight doesn't hurt, and so, fighting makes me stronger and more prepared for, when people do you dirty in life. And, unfortunately, like, that happens a lot. Like, people do you dirty, and the more successful you get, the more people try to take advantage of you, unfortunately. And, I just want to be the best person that I can be, and fighting helps me do that.
Right on. I know, going back to your toughness there for a minute, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I went through your amateur record a little bit, and it doesn't look like you've been finished by punches at all in any type of fight. I haven't seen the Muay Thai records or anything, but anytime that you had lost a fight was either decision or submission. So that stood out to me right away too, because that's in bare knuckle. There's none of that, right? Decisions not maybe not always go the way you want, but your
Yep,
decision wins have been decisive, and
yep.
so far the judges have got it right. Even your last fight there, you looked good. You knocked her down in the first round, and then I don't know if she was kind of just in survival mode. It looked like she was going for a couple double leg takedowns on you there.
Yeah,
But yeah, is that frustrating? You come to strike, and then I know she needed to close the distance, but there was a whole lot of grabbing there. It would have been frustrating. Was that frustrating for you?
Yeah, I was really thrown off with, my last fight. She was so short. And I don't have any training partners that are so short. I wasn't expecting her to be so short. And, yeah, I think when she felt my power, she, kind of, just started kind of coming in, and so it wasn't the best fight. She just kind of come in, and then the ref just kept separating it. But, when she would come in, like, her head was like right down here. It's just like, I really didn't train properly for someone who was so short. So that really threw me off, and it made me really frustrated. But, yeah, so that wasn't the best fight. But, I got my knockdown. I still won every round. But, yeah, I was really thrown off just because of how short she was. But, yeah, to your point, with all of my fights, like I said, like, all of my MMA fights, and I think I've had 17 or 18. Everyone's always tried to bring me down. No one wants to stand with me. Even if they say that they want to stand with me, once they're in there, they never actually do. The only person that really stood with me is Tisha Torres, and I think she won a UFC belt or something, maybe, or something close.
Yeah.
I know she's way up. She's Tisha Pennington now. Um,
Yes.
and so she's the only person that really kind of stood with me. And it was pretty even back and forth. She's got hard kicks, so she was really good at kicks. But, yeah, in my Muay Thai MMA fights, or Muay Thai and kickboxing fights, my like, their faces, like, all my opponents, like, their faces are just like, messed up. If ever I lost a kickboxing or Muay Thai fight, it's because they were just throwing kicks, right? So you get more points when you kick. But if we're up to me or up to damage, like all of my kickboxing Muay Thai fights, I for sure would have won. I'm a puncher, and I've never had anyone stand toe to toe with me and be successful. Crystal Van Wyck was probably the only one who really stood toe to toe with me, and that didn't work out very well.
No, but you know what was absolutely crazy when I was watching that fight? I'm pretty sure it was after the fourth round. Like you were dominant up into that point. Their corner said, "You're winning this fight. You're
I
doing
know.
you're doing that." I
When
was
I
like, "Are
watched the
you
replay of that, I
serious?"
was like, "Ooh, that corner told." I think even Chris Lido was like, "Ooh, I wouldn't be saying that if I was in the corner."
Yeah,
He was like, "This
that
is the
was
game.
on.
This is your game plan. This is working." But
And the crazy thing, like,
sometimes in the moment, people get it wrong. There's a lot of pressure, in these
yeah.
events.
Well, actually, now that I think of it, because I know you've had your husband in your corner, I can't remember which fight. One of your opponents, it might have been, maybe it was her husband that was telling her that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Now that I think of it, it probably was her husband. So
yeah.
anyway, your husband, he's quite the fighter himself. MMA. I heard that you kind of teased he might even have a BKFC fight coming up in
Yep.
January, Mohegan Sun. Is anything confirmed on that?
No, I think they offered an opponent, but I think my husband was looking at his Facebook or something. I think he got in a car accident, so maybe that's why it didn't come through. But no, nothing came through for that. But he's got a BKFC manager, so they keep giving him offers, and he's ready and waiting to get back in there. He's very skilled at MMA. I think he's 8-1 or 9-1 as a pro, 23-5 as an amateur. So like MMA was our thing, right? When I was in my undergrad, we were both doing MMA. He's always been in law enforcement, so he's a police officer now. But yeah, I mean, we've always stuck with the lifestyle. We've always been training. So even when I wasn't competing, even when I was popping out kids, like I'm still training. So this is my lifestyle. Like I want to be stronger every day. I want to be mentally and physically strong, and there's no better challenge than going out there and fighting. And there's just something about standing toe to toe with a woman that's my weight, who trains just as hard as me. They're not going to manipulate or lie or cheat or do anything. Like, the ref is there, and there's nothing like it. There's nothing like that. Like, I'm just in love with that process. Like, I love it. Like, there's when I know that I'm going to fight, like, my training, I had 2 workouts today, and I'm telling you, like, I'm just in the zone. Like I can't be stopped. Like, my training is just
Let's go.
like, I'm like that crazy lady at the gym. Like, if you saw me training, you'd be like, "What is that lady training for?" I'm just like the crazy lady at the regular gym. It's just, and I just love it. I love it. I love it.
It's amazing. I love the enthusiasm, and I hear you because honestly, since bare knuckle, I started watching the first event in 2018. I got wind of it, and I watched it, and my jaw was on the ground. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. So now that I'm fully into this, it's like fights every day. There's no more paying attention to football, hockey, basketball. That stuff's out the window. It's not even interesting anymore that I have this. Fist fighting is a sport now. So thank
Yes.
you, David Feldman. Thank
Yes.
you, Sarah Shell, for being a part of this. But yeah, hats off to Dave because so many people have a dream now, and he put it in our heads. So hats off
Absolutely.
to him.
Yes.
Do your have your kids seen you fight live?
Yes. I mean, no, they haven't seen me fight live, but like on TV, they'll watch it on TV. The last fight was the only fight that they really got to watch. My in-laws would pull them away from the TVs, from my other fights. But now they're a little bit older, so they're fine to watch. But yeah, I mean, they love it. I mean, they don't understand how unique it is. They think that all parents are fighters, and they think everyone's into fitness and everyone's a fighter. So they don't understand that it's unique, but they love it. They get really excited for it. Of course, they don't want to see me get hurt, but they haven't seen me get hurt yet, so they like it.
Yeah, what's not to like, right? Do you have any of them in training yet?
They do wrestling, so they took them all to
Okay.
wrestling training today, and that's about it. I mean, they come to my training, but yeah, they they're mainly just into wrestling right now, wrestling, gymnastics. But yeah, I mean, I'm open for them to fight or do whatever they want. I just want athletics to be a part of their life. Fitness is just so important, and it's highly underestimated for success in life and everything that we do. I wouldn't be the doctor that I am without fitness. It's something that it just gives me so much power for being the best doctor. It just complements everything that I do in life.
I hear you, because yeah, when you're not working out and you're not feeling in shape, it's depressing if you're used to doing it, right? And
Yeah.
even training like anything, boxing, MMA, it's a discipline and put your mind in a good space.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, you got to stay active. I feel like you have to stay mentally sharp. It's hand in hand.
Absolutely, and I think discipline is very important, even for just healthcare providers to have. Like a lot of a big part of our job is teaching our patients to be disciplined. Patients can sense if you don't have it yourself. You can't fake discipline. I think it's very important for healthcare professionals to have if we're going to be talking about health to people as well too.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to disagree with that. So, what's how often? Because last year, did you only fight one time this year?
Yes, just one. I guess one time every year. I think so far.
You had that lit from the 2022. When was your second fight? Was
2022.
that you didn't fight in
Oh,
2023,
okay,
did
maybe I
you?
didn't fight 2023. Okay, so yeah, so I had to break 2023, and then yeah, 2024, and then yeah, just one 2025.
So ideally, how many times would you like to fight a year?
I mean, at least two. At least two would be good, but I take what I can get, right? I mean, there's been lots of fights that were supposed to happen, but then sometimes things just don't work out. A couple times I was waiting for Phoenix to come through, but just hasn't been able to get approval to come to Arizona. But I'm always ready and waiting. Like I said, like I'm always in shape, and once it's time for fight camp, that's when I really tune into my skills and my cardio. Right, I don't run as much until it's fight camp because I lose weight very fast. Like once I get in the zone, I run a lot once I'm in fight camp because that's just your time where you just get in the zone and you just get in your head. And I'm in my head a lot. Like I'm my own best friend. Like to get this far in fighting, it's lonely. It's a lonely road. When even fitness is just lonely. So I'm in my head a lot. I'm my own best friend, and I like it like that. So it's just I get really intense when it's go time. It's just like it's even more intense. So it's
Let's
just
go.
yeah, it's like I love it. I love it. I love the person that I've become, and there's nothing like it. The character that you build, the discipline that you build, the confidence, and yeah, I mean, I love myself, and fighting has really helped me to get to that place, and I want that to rub off on other people. I want to help other people and other women to love themselves and have that confidence, and whether some form of martial arts brings that for you or fitness, like I want to be the person to help people to do that. I want to have a positive impact in the world because I feel how it makes me feel, and I want other people to experience that too.
That's very insightful. What kind of advice do you have for some females up and coming fighters to stay disciplined and be able to stay mentally sound and not get depressed? You know what? I feel like sometimes the fight, because even me, when I go see these events live, like I just missed yesterday's, I wasn't there, and I feel depressed about it. And then I started thinking about the fighters. I'm like, these fighters must feel that times a million when they
Mhm.
can't get in there and they can't get a fight because it's just such a adrenaline charge. How do you stay mentally sound when you don't have a fight?
I think I'm very unattached to each fight. I'm just in love with the journey. I think you just got to love the journey. And yeah, I think that's the best thing is you just got to love the journey. You got to do it for yourself. And that's why the strength training portion is so important to me because that's when I'm by myself. Like I'm by myself doing my strength training. And I'll go to my gym, and sometimes when you go to boxing class, you're gonna have bad days and you're gonna have good days, and as long as you're staying fit in the background and having those sessions that you do by yourself, you're always gonna stay strong and confident. So yeah, I mean, I think my own workouts are just so important as well. To skip your own strength training, and the more the more you strength train too, the more that translates into more power and strength when you show up to class as well too. So I think for women, like, don't ever skip your strength training. We got to strength train a lot of times in boxing training. It's not it's not strength training, right? Like we got to keep our muscles. You got to keep your muscles. You got to keep strong. Yeah, I mean, and also too, like, you just got to believe in yourself. It's a male dominated sport, so you can't take anything personal. Some people just aren't going to understand you, and that's okay. I'm not a big talker. When I go to my gym, I have my head down, and I'm just there to work. So I just don't pay attention to anything that could be distracting. I think just got to believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Just believe in yourself, and don't worry about what anyone says. Don't pick up on any negative energy. Just believe in yourself, and that goes for anything in life. There's so much noise. There's so much noise, and you can't believe in anything. Like, even in your best friend or your mom or your boyfriend, if there's anybody saying something that doesn't fit to your goals or your dreams, like, it's just let it just bounce off of you. Um, and that like, I've been doing that for years. Even family. You just gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. I bet you've had maybe some family members doubt you when you told them, "Hey, I know I'm a bodybuilder, but I'm gonna take a fight."
Yeah, I mean,
How do your parents feel about this?
my family is only recently, coming around to fighting, because they're like, oh, like, she might have a title fight, but no, it's been a very lonely road. It's something that I've largely done on my own. And it's not their fault. It's they didn't know any better, and yeah, I mean, it's a lonely road. It's a lonely road, and you can't get mad at people. You can't expect people to support you in anything in life, and it's not just fighting. It's in anything in life. There's a lot of times where you're just gonna feel alone, and you got to stand up for what's right and just believe in yourself. And if you're doing the right thing, there's nothing to worry about. If you got a good heart and good intentions, there's really nothing to worry about. So that's how I've always kind of taken my steps. Is I have good intentions for everyone, and I'm just like a little kid inside. I got thrown into fighting, so young, and I just kept that little kid inside, and I love that about me. I'm still chasing my childhood dreams, and I'm playing the adult game. I'm a doctor. I've got the clinic. You gotta play the game of life. We all need to make a living, but I've got my adult life situated, and I'm still a little kid inside, and you gotta keep that little kid inside, because that's the happiness. That's life. You can't get bogged down by society, and society will make you not want to do your dreams, and so you just gotta just ignore it all and believe in yourself.
That's, that's great advice. You're giving me some David Goggins vibes right now, and the self-belief and the discipline. No, that's outstanding. That's outstanding stuff. You're giving me heavy positive vibes right now too. Believe in yourself, believe in your dream. That's all stand-up stuff, Sarah. So
Yes.
anyway, is there any is there any sponsors you want to shout out before I don't want to keep you too much longer on your birthday. I already feel kind of bad. I'm glad you got to celebrate with me though. Happy birthday
Yes.
yet again.
Thank you. Thank you. No, you know what? I don't have any sponsors, but yeah, if I were to say anything to anyone watching, I just want to be a positive impact. And yeah, if I can make anyone believe in themselves, or get motivated to do fitness, or change their life around in any one way or another, like, that's all I want to do. I just want to be a positive impact. I want to be a positive impact to my kids as well too, and I don't know how else to do that other than put myself in these positions, take these challenges. I can't just sit back and say be a good person. I gotta put myself out there. So that's why I'm fighting, and trying to change the world, trying to combat chronic disease, and I just want to have a good impact on the world.
I got one more for you too.
Okay.
Kids aside, family aside, what accomplishment are you the most proud of?
You know what? Like I said, like, there's never one thing. Like, I'm really in love with the journey, and the person I'm becoming is just. I'm just so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself in anything that I do. And yeah, I just want to be authentic and transparent in anything that I do. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I wake up in the morning and I think, how can I help people? So that's something that I'm really proud of myself for. There's really nothing that I need. There's nothing external that I'm chasing. I don't need any money or validation or anything. So, for that, I'm just very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. And you know what? A heavyweight championship belt, I don't even think that that could compare to that. Being proud of yourself and being proud of who you are, uncompromised. This is who I am. So hats off to you, Sarah. I can't wait to see
Thank
you
you.
back in there. They need
Thank
to
you.
announce this fight. Let's sell some
I'm
tickets.
ready. I'm ready. I'm training. When I'm training, I see Britain's face. I'm coming for you, Britain. I'm coming.
The shots fired, Britain. Let's go. You better be ready. Sarah Shell, baby, let's go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks for joining me. Have the great rest of your birthday, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, take care, Sarah.
You too.
Thanks again.